Oh me, oh me, oh my. What do we have here? 3 new parts in this economy? Let's go. A forced division. Decision. A forced decision. Chapter 7. Don't do this. Don't do this bullshit. Don't do that. Chapter 7.5. The invasion begins. Zachary's eyes burned from reading the millions of sightings and reports from the watch teams, all a reminder of how scary close the Phantom Bloods are. The Bloods were getting to Westvale. He ran a hand through his hair. They couldn't say for certain how much time they had left to prepare, and that's what scared a lot of the villagers. And he did everything he could, right? Called an open meeting allowing people to volunteer of their own free will. However, some still look at him as if he hadn't given it his all. I made a promise. I fully intend to keep it. Before Zachary could pick up another paper, a few villagers bust into his office. They were out of breath. Mayor! What the? You're covered in blood. What happened? It's your daughter. They took her. Zachary's heart dropped. No, it can't. It is. A guy walked over to his desk, slamming his bloody hand down. Now's the time to call the military. They should be on speed dial, right? Get them out there before someone else dies. They were monsters, Mr. Mayor. A farmer shouted with tears in their eyes, trembling as they gripped onto the door. They were laughing as they were killing. Was men be working with the devil? Zachary calmed himself down. Tell me exactly what you guys saw out there. Anything we can use to our advantage will be beneficial. They spelled out the details. The man with the clipboard, the path they took, the direction of the warehouse smoke they noticed in the distance. Zachary mapped it all out in his head, every bit of information piecing together like a puzzle. He walked over to his whiteboard with shaky hands, drawing out what they described. He pointed to the edge of what looked like the woods with his marker. So this is where the warehouse is, right? Yes, sir. The farmer pointed to the end of the path. There's a tree there. That's when they tied her and started carrying her away down this way. They dragged their finger down the path. Way down here. Zachary picked up his radio. You know, one, this is Mayor Evans. My daughter has been kidnapped. Coordinate to the warehouse on Old Mill Road should be going through now. Coordinates. That's the word I was supposed to say. Get Lieutenant Lewis on this channel. Louise, I think it's Louise. Garber said, this is Louise. Unit 1 en route. ETA 5 minutes at the least. Alright, send Unit 3 to the clinic. Make sure the rest of my family is still safe. Unit 2, escort volunteers still on patrol to their houses. We're starting a lockdown immediately. Roger, sir. Over and out. The guy walked over to the farmer, helping them get back up on their feet. What do you want us to do, sir? Zachary gave a heavy sigh before clipping his radio to his side. You did the right thing reporting this to us, but we can take it from here. Miles stumbled through the door. Hey, Miles! Almost tripping over himself. His face was pale and his uniform had dirt smudged onto it. Zach, sir! His voice cracked as he took a breath. Is it true? They really took your... I will make sure that my family is safe before this battle gets out of hand. Please make sure these two make it home. He gestured at the trembling villagers. Miles blinked at him, looking at the two villagers before turning back to Zachary. I thought we were going to fight together. Mr. Mayor, you... Zachary sighed before walking over to him. Miles, this is bigger than the 12 of us. I'm begging you, even if it's the last time, make the right decision for everyone else's safety. Miles swallowed hard, his expression grim. Zach? Zachary pulled Miles into a hug. Be strong, friend. We're going to win. Have faith and keep calm. Miles nodded before wiping away his tears. Yes, sir, I promise. He turned to the villagers and gave them a smile. You're the man. Let's get you guys home. He ushered them out of Zach's office, the doors swinging closed behind them. Zachary stared at the doorway for a moment. His chest tightened, maybe a cold knot of panic twisted in his stomach. 3 minutes, maybe 5. I don't act fast enough. The radio snapped him back from his thoughts. Mr. Evans, this is Luis. We've made it to the warehouse. He reached for the radio. What's it looking like out there? Luis took a shaky inhale. Bad, sir. Only a few are left standing. Permission to engage? Mission granted. Please be cautious of the enemy. Static. Filled the room before cutting off completely. Shit! Zachary clipped his radio back to his belt as he gritted his teeth. Prep time was over. Now it was time to put Westvale to the test, and they couldn't afford to lose this battle. Jesus. We're back to tranquility, and we're already fucking balls to the wall. Damn. Massacre. What? Oh, how nice. What good things are happening in this chapter? Celestia clutched Serenity's hands, lungs burning as branches clawed at their arms. Behind them, one of the officers shouted, Keep moving! Don't stop! Laura stumbled but was hauled up by one of the officers before she could fall. The boys trailed close, their eyes wide with terror, while the soldiers fanned out in a loose protective circle with their rifles raised. The crunch of leaves echoed from the path ahead. The officers aimed their guns towards the noise, and suddenly, Zachary pushed the bushes out of his way. The jack was half open, trying to catch his breath from his sprint towards the clinic. His eyes widened the second he saw everyone. God, what the fuck does Carson sound like? I hate doing kid voices. Dad! Dad! Dad, it's me. Your, like, child son. It sounds like this. Carson crashed into his arms. Zachary dropped to his knees, holding his son so tightly. I've got you, son. You're okay. Zachary's gaze met Celestia's pale face, her hair all over the place from the running. Just then, the forest exploded with shouts. Phantom blood scourged the shadows. Ah, shit. Here we go. Alright. Oh, shit. Back up. Contact! 3 o'clock! One of the soldiers barked, unloading fire into the dark. The air rippled with gunshots, smoke, and guttural laughter of their attackers. Mr. Evans, we have to keep going. It's too dangerous out in the open like this. One of the Phantom Bloods charged straight towards Zachary and Carson. He locked eyes at the charging figure. Zachary shoved his son behind him, pulling out his gun with a practiced motion. Stay down! He yelled, firing a shot at the attacker. They collapsed, hitting the ground hard, blood splattering onto the group. Gunfire cracked around them. Soldiers were holding the line, but Phantom Blood swarmed from every shadow, snarling and leaping through the trees. A blur darted from the trees, aiming for Celestia. When the soldier stepped in front of her, swinging his rifle like a club, the creature skidded back with a screech. Like, what do you mean, creature? What the? What do you mean by that? Serenity pulled her daughter close to her. It's okay, sweetie. Just stay close to me. Celestia slipped her hand into her mother's, squeezing it tightly. Move! Keep moving! The officers shouted. Laura clung to an officer, eyes wide as the group pushed through the woods. They made it to the edge of the forest, stumbling onto the streets of Westville. It wasn't a pretty sight, a scene straight out of a nightmare. The cobblestone ran slick with blood. The military trucks burned where they had been overturned. Guards clashed with Phantom Bloods and a bunch of guns opposing knives, steel versus steel, and fists against flesh battles. Civilians screamed from shattered doorways as thick smoke filled the air. Gunfire echoed down the streets like thunder. A Phantom Blood corpse slammed against a wall nearby, soldiers screaming as they were dragged into the dark. Strandy's heart pounded as she took in the scene in front of her. This is worse than I imagined. Zachary looked around. No preparation was going to prepare the people for this. Fuck. Our house is over this hill. But sir, that's where we can make it. We will make it. The officer's jaw tightened, but he gave a sharp nod. Keep formation, we're going up. They surged forward, shoes slipping in the mud and blood. Phantom Bloods lunged from small alleyways and broken windows, forcing the guards to fire back at them. You could see their twisted grins flashing before the disappearing into the smoke. I don't think they're humans. I know I know she said that they were humans. I don't think that's not human. Nah. No, those are demons. Those are evil shadow demons. They're evil and they're shadow demons, not human. No. Where did the girl go? One of the officers shouted, spinning in place with his rifles raised. Another soldier scanned the streets. She was just here! The fog in the shadows made it hard to see. Every flicker of movement could have been a threat. Laura! Laura! I hate doing kid voices so much. Laura! Carson cried, trying to push past his father. Zachary's arm shot out, yanking him back in. No, you dumbass! Stay with me! Okay, he didn't quite say that, but I feel like that's what he was feeling. Shit! One of the soldiers hissed. She must have slipped when we started climbing. Those boys are gone too. Zachary held up his hand. No time to split off and look. His voice was sharp, but his eyes flickered with guilt. Ah, shit. We are fucked. Serenity's chest tightened as she looked over her shoulder into the foggy streets, turning her attention back to her husband. Zach, she's a child. Didn't you promise to take care and protect Westvale? Okay, I'm sorry. What do you do? I didn't want to like say this, but I kind of feel like it. What he got the city protected for dealing with this bullshit. What did you do for the city besides yelling at your husband right now? You aren't helping either. Are you gonna go get him? Are, is you gonna fight the fucking Phantom Bloods? They go and find these like 3 kids. A scream cut through the chaos. The group froze, every head snapping towards the sound. It came from a side alley swallowed in smoke and flickering firelight. Soldiers armed their rifles. Hold fire! Zachary's voice sounded like a growl. His jaw clenched as he was torn between choices. If we waste time, he glanced at his children trembling behind him, and back towards the alley where Laura's scream had come from. We know that's her scream? Carson looked up at him. Dad, we can't leave her. She's all alone and scared. The Phantom Blood's laughter echoed from the same alleyway, low and cruel like they were daring him to try. Oh, we're gonna fucking kill him. We're just that those kids are fucking dead. Uh, you fucking dick. I knew you were gonna kill her. I knew you were gonna do that. You know. I'll get her. Lieutenant Louise stepped forward. I'm the only one most likely to survive the rescue mission. Louise, that wasn't. I don't know what's gotten into you, Mr. Mayor, but I'm going. Zachary gripped tightened on his pistol. If you somehow return alive, you'll be fired immediately. He was furious. The group could all hear it in his voice. Do you hear me, Louise? Louise looked at the alleyway, letting out a heavy sigh. I'm willing to take those odds. Unlike you, Mayor Evans, I meant it when I swore to keep my promise. Protect these people with my life. And with that, he ran into the shadows with his gun in hand. If you die, you prove him right. For a moment, they all just stood there. Will they be okay, Dad? Carson whispered quietly. Annoyed as he was, Zachary turned his back to the alleyway. Keep moving, we're almost there. They could quietly continue up the hill. The laughter from their attackers felt like the buzz of bees flowing in and out of their ears. Eventually, their house came into view. Half the roof tiles were missing, the porch sagged, and the front wheels had been blown up by something. Bro, they just they just made their city into fucking Detroit. As they got closer, they noticed the garden was trampled over. Some smoke curled from the fence where a lantern had shattered, but it was still standing. Everyone inside! We'll cover the house! The family didn't argue as they rushed inside. The soldiers formed ranks around the house, ready to defend the next wave of phantom bloods. I'm supposed to disagree with what Zachary's doing right now, but that's me. If this was in my family and I had to save either my family or this little shit that by the way, I still I still don't know how they got there. Like why why were they why were they there? Like in the last story where they just saved Celestia out of nowhere. Why are you here? who, who let you in? I blame the parents. I blame whoever Laura's parents are. I blame whoever the rest of the kids are's parents who I don't care about. I blame them, not Zachary, because this is bullshit. They shouldn't have even been there. Confessions. Zachary slammed the door shut, running around the house to lock every door. He locked the front last, leaning his back against it, sliding down till he sat on the floor, his chest rising and falling more slowly with each second passing. Serenity sat the kids down in the living room, Celestia hugging Carson as their mom put a blanket over them. You two okay? Any scratches or bruises? Carson cradled his twin sister closer to him. Just the cuts from the trees, but we're fine. Celestia nodded. Yeah, it burns. Celestia brushed Serenity brushed Celestia's hair back and gently pressed a kiss to her forehead before setting down the little medkit she pulled from the cabinet. Her hands trembled as she dabbed some disinfectant on Celestia's scratches. It's just a sting, sweetheart. You'll be okay. She kept her voice steady to keep them calm. Celestia flinched but nodded, biting her lip to stay quiet. Carson winced when Serenity moved on to clean the scrapes along from his arms. She wrapped the last cut with some gauze. Gauge? I'm sorry, wait. Have I been saying gauze wrong the whole time? Give me 1 second. Mm, mm, Uh, uh, Ninja. I think you were referring to gauze, my good woman, not gauge, which is what we use for shotguns. Then quickly tended to a small cut on her own hand. All right, Serenity murmured, tucking the kid away. That should hold for now. She gently pushed the twins back to lay down. Get some rest and help heal the both of you. She readjusted the blanket on them both before standing slowly. The room fell quiet except for the faint crackle of fire from the outside. Serenity's gaze flicked towards her husband, his head tipped against the door. She didn't hesitate to get straight to the point. Here we go. She didn't hesitate to get straight to the point. Zach? Why? You had a chance. Why would you leave that child? Zachary looked up at her as sweat beaded down his forehead. Serenity, please. No, you dare give me that. Protecting the family crap. You know what you were doing all too well. What I had to do. He pushed himself back to his feet. What if we all went looking? We all could have died. Carson flinched at that, curling tighter against Celestia on the couch. Her hand clutched his so tightly his knuckles were white. But, Dad, his voice cracked a bit. Laura's our friend. Oh, please. You knew her for like a fucking day or two. Oh, please. Zachary's gaze darted to him, guilt showing his face, but he didn't say anything. You know, it's true, Serenity. It would have been worse if Carson was taken instead. You left her. You left that child. Serenity's breath caught in her throat. Left their friend out there, and you don't even know if Louise made it out with her. You understand what you've done, Zach? Oh, Louise killed himself. Zachary's jaw tightened. I was preparing Westvale for this unavoidable chaos. Is that so? Serenity started trying not to let the anger get the best of her. You made plenty of time to comfort Carson. You could hardly bring yourself to see our daughter when she was in pain. Do you even know how long she was unconscious for? Bitch, don't you do that. I got a job. Not the little sham you're running over there and the teacher. I got a real job. I be making laws and shit. Don't you do that. Ninja, goddamn you. You're making me defend him right now. Don't you fucking do that. Celestia rested her hand where her heart was. Dad didn't want to see me? Oh, you know he did. He closed his eyes, taking a second to choose his words carefully. Please don't twist this. I do care about that Laura girl. About everyone. It really doesn't feel that way, Zach. Serenity took a slow step towards step Serenity took a slow step forward towards him. You swore to protect this village and everyone in it. When you became mayor, that's why they trusted you. Why I trusted you. You've changed. I don't understand how a major shift happened in just 3 weeks. Zachary scoffed, his voice low but tight. 3 weeks? Serenity, I've been carrying this weight for years. Do you think I had the luxury of changing overnight? Every single day I've been planning for this moment, preparing for the worst, but because no one else was going to. Serenity's hand curled into a fist at her sides. And yet when you came, you didn't rise to meet it. You ran from it like a coward. Ran? His face turning red as his chest heaved. I've done nothing but stand and fight while everyone else cowered and feel, and this is all I get in return. Yeah. No, he's spitting facts. He's spitting facts. Don't try to put this on. I'm gonna take this off now. By the way, I'm trying to put this on him. You don't get to call abandoning a child fighting. Celestial looked over at the two of them. It broke her heart to watch her parents argue. Dad, please, I don't want. Shut up, Celeste, all of you! Zachary groaned as he held his head. God fucking damn it. I've broken myself keeping this family alive to keep Westvale thriving. His voice rising with each word. I've given everything, and still it's never enough for you. For any of you? The twins clung to each other, scared of their father's outburst. Serendity's heart dropped at the hate in his tone, but she forced herself to meet his eyes. This is what everything looks like to you, Zachary. Then maybe you've been giving it for the wrong reason. Her eyes shimmering with her built-up pain. I never asked you to carry that weight alone. Does our marriage mean nothing to you? He swallowed hard, shame flickering in his eyes before he forced the words out. I didn't I didn't become mayor for the village. I did it for you. Serenity froze. For me? I loved you, and I still do. Zachary pressed on, his voice trembling between desperation and pride. I want to be by your side forever, Serenity. Ah, shit. All that pain, all those sleepless nights, her hands shook as anger burned through her veins. Don't you put this on me. Her voice sounded dangerous. Don't you dare stand there and tell me every life you've neglected, every child you failed, every oath you've broken was all for me? I'm sorry, that was in the past 20 minutes. That was 20 minutes ago. Bitch, what the fuck? You're describing this like this is something he does on a regular occurrence. That was like 5 seconds ago. Zachary blinked, caught off guard from the fire in her voice. Serenity, no, you think that's love, Zachary? Her voice rose, tears glimmering in her eyes. Love doesn't abandon children. Love doesn't scream at its own family. Love doesn't use someone else as an excuse to justify every selfish choice they've ever made to get here. Celestia cried silently, burying her face in her Carson's sleeves. He patted her on the back, trying to reassure her the best he could. But it's hard to comfort someone when you're watching something no family should ever have to experience. Serenity stepped closer again, her heart faltering. You became mayor because you were afraid. Afraid of being powerless. Afraid of losing control. Don't you twist that into some kind of gift to me? Well, you weren't complaining like a month ago. Certainly. Zachary's chest rose and fell rapidly, his fist clenching. You don't understand, you're right. Serenity cut in, her voice cracking. I don't. I don't understand how the man I married, the man who swore to protect this family, can look into our children's eyes, still choose fear over love. He didn't do that. He literally didn't do that. What you're describing would be if he ran away from everyone. No, in matter of fact, he didn't even run away from the kids. They just meticulously disappeared from existence somehow and spawned in a fucking alleyway. It's not like he actively avoided them. Her words hit harder than any blade could, leaving Zachary speechlessly staring at her. Zachary's fist slowly uncurled, his breath shaking as he tried to form words that wouldn't come out. As Serenity glared at him, he couldn't bring himself to move or speak. The silence weighed heavy in the room, broken only by Celestia's muffled sobs and faint crackle of the flames from outside. Carson looked between his parents. I thought we were supposed to stick together. His small voice carried more truth than our adult wanted to admit. Zachary swallowed hard, his jaw tightening, but he couldn't answer. Serenity turned back towards the twins, voice softening. We're together, love. Just things might be different now. She crouched, smoothing back Celestia's hair. In her heart, she knew that promise had already been broken. Damn! Damn! You didn't. There was Ninja. There was no need for that. Ninja. There was no need for that. You didn't know. You didn't need to go that hard into the writing. All right. There was no need. You just it's fucked up this family. But I mean, we all saw it coming. We all saw that this family was fucked up. But it got like way worse in like three pages. It got way worse, which is rather unfortunate. I mean, that was really good. Don't get me wrong. I I think I feel fucking drained. Jesus Christ. Uh,